Good morning students and welcome to the class. We are doing major domains of the earth in geography. So all of you take out your geography book and open chapter number 5, that is major domains of the earth. And in this chapter we have started hydrosphere. And under hydrosphere we have seen that though earth is known as blue planet. So first of all we are doing hydrosphere, and under this hydrosphere we have discussed that the earth is known as blue planet because almost 3/4 part of the earth is covered with water. But what we find in this 3/4 part of water, there is very little water available for our use, and that is only 0.03% of the whole water which is available is fresh water, and that 0.03% of water can be used by human being. And this is the reason we face water shortage or water problem in our life, and this is the reason why we need to use the water judiciously, and we should not misuse the water. And after this we have started discussing about oceans. And we have seen that there are 5 oceans, and the largest ocean is Pacific Ocean, and we were doing Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean, it covers around 1/3 area of the earth because it is the largest ocean, and it covers 1/3 area of the earth. And we have also seen that the deepest point on the earth, that is Mariana Trench, this is there in the Pacific Ocean. And then the shape of the Pacific Ocean, the shape of the Pacific Ocean is circular, and we see that there are 4 continents: Asia, Australia, North America and South America surround this Pacific Ocean. Okay, and you just see the map and you will see that how these 4 continents, North America, South America, Asia and Australia, are located around the Pacific Ocean. Okay, and after Pacific Ocean, the second largest ocean is Atlantic Ocean. So the first is Pacific. We have discussed about Pacific Ocean, and the second is Atlantic. This is the second largest ocean, and this ocean is the shape of this ocean is S. It is S shaped. We have discussed up to this. Okay, and in this Atlantic Ocean we see that on the western side of Atlantic Ocean lies North America and South America. Okay, on the western side of Atlantic Ocean there lies North America and South America, and on the eastern side lies Europe and Africa. Okay, so this is the location, this is the way of things. You will see in the world map the location of Atlantic Ocean and the location of these 4 continents. Okay, North America, South America, Europe and Africa. Okay, and now one more thing is there about this Atlantic Ocean. We see the coastline of Atlantic Ocean is highly indented. As you can see in the book, it is given, the picture is given how the coastline of Atlantic Ocean is indented. Indented coastline means it's highly irregular. The coastline is like this. It is highly irregular. You can see it is given in the book. Okay, so indented means it's highly irregular. It's not like this. The coastline is not like this. No, the coastline of Atlantic Ocean is highly irregular. Okay, and because of this irregularity of coastline, what happens that this ocean provides ideal location for natural harbors and ports. You must be knowing that harbors are there where which plays a very important role in water transport. Harbors and ports. Harbors and ports are just like for railways, for the trains there is railway station, you know, and for airplane there is airport where the landing and the launching of the airplane is done. In the similar way, for water transport there is port and harbors. These port and harbors are the place where the ships come, they unload their they unload and then they load the material. So it's a place where ships can come and go, and these inundated coastline provides ideal location for natural harbor. There is no need to prepare these harbor. There is no need to construct the harbor and port in this in the coastline of Atlantic Ocean, because it is irregular. So it provides very good location for ports. Suppose this is, if you see it in this way, this is the this portion is seen in a macro way. We are seeing that this is the shape of coastline. So you can see the ship can come up to this mark, and here loading and unloading can be done very easily. So this type of structure, this irregular coastline and indented coastline provides ideal location for natural ports and harbors. And this is the reason that this ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, is the busiest ocean, because the commercial ships are coming and going in large number, because it provides natural ports and harbors. So this is the busiest ocean from the point of view of commerce. Okay, so this is very important about Atlantic Ocean. And after this Atlantic Ocean, we will discuss Indian Ocean. Now this Indian Ocean is at number 3 from the point of view of area. The Indian Ocean, you must be very curious to know that there is some relation between Indian Ocean and our country India. Actually, this name Indian Ocean is given to the ocean for our country only. Okay, and it is the only ocean in the world which is named after a country. Okay, Indian Ocean is the only ocean in the world which is given its name after a country, and we are very proud that this country is our country. Okay, and in this why this Indian Ocean has been given the name of our country, because the location of India in the Indian Ocean is very central. India is centrally located in Indian Ocean. It is just like a crown on the head of the Indian Ocean. That is why, because of its central location in the Indian Ocean, the ocean has been given the name of the country India. Okay, and we see that the shape of Indian Ocean is almost triangular. Okay, the shape is triangular, and we see that it is in the north it is bound by Asia. Okay, and in the west by Africa. In the western side of Indian Ocean there is Africa, and on the eastern side of Indian Ocean there is Australia. So these are the three continents. In the north Asia, in the western side Africa, in the eastern side Australia. Okay, now the next ocean is Southern Ocean. Southern Ocean, it encircles the Antarctica and extend northward to 60° south latitude. Okay, so Southern Ocean is this ocean surrounds the Antarctica. Antarctica, the continent. This continent, which is in Southern Ocean, Southern Hemisphere, this continent is surrounded by Southern Ocean, and we see that this Southern Ocean, its extension is up to the 60° south latitude. Okay, so it is its extension is up to 60° south latitude. Okay, so now we will discuss about Arctic Ocean. This is Southern Ocean which encircles Antarctica, that is in the Southern Hemisphere, and from this surrounding the Antarctica it extends up to the 60° south latitude. And then the smallest ocean is Arctic Ocean. This Arctic Ocean, it is located within the Arctic Circle. Okay, it is located within Arctic Circle, and it surrounds the North Pole. It is present there in the North Pole, and we see that it is connected with the Pacific Ocean. It is connected with the Pacific Ocean. And how is it connected with the Pacific Ocean? It is connected by a narrow stretch of shallow water. Narrow, patla stretch of water है, narrow stretch of water, and the water is not very deep. It's a shallow water. So narrow stretch of shallow water. And this is again, what is this? This is the example of strait. We have discussed now that any narrow passage of water which connects two water bodies is called a strait. So here also we are seeing two water bodies are there, Arctic Ocean and Pacific Ocean, and these two water bodies are connected through a shallow stretch of water, a narrow stretch of water. Okay, and this is called strait. and this particular strait is named Bering Strait. Okay, the strait which connects Arctic Circle with Arctic Ocean with Pacific Ocean is known as Bering Strait. Okay, and we see that this Arctic Ocean, it is bound by northern coast of North America and Eurasia. You remember Eurasia now? The combined landmass of Europe and Asia is called Eurasia. So the northern coast of North America, just imagine the globe. Okay, it is Arctic Ocean is located within the Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle, you know, we have discussed about the latitudes, the important latitude. The Arctic Circle is present in the northern hemisphere, है ना? And we see that this Arctic Ocean, it surrounds North Pole, and the northern coast of North America and Eurasia is there beside the Arctic Ocean. Okay, now we have completed our discussion regarding hydrosphere. We have discussed all the oceans. Okay, that is complete about hydrosphere. Now we will discuss the third domain, and that is atmosphere. So now we have a new subtopic, and we will see that the earth is surrounded from all the sides by a layer of gas, and this layer of gas is called atmosphere. This is also called blanket of air. Okay, just like when we feel cold, we cover ourselves within the blanket. In the similar way, the earth covers itself with this blanket of air, this blanket of gaseous layer. Okay, so this is like a thin blanket of air, and it is very important for life. We cannot survive without atmosphere. There cannot be life on the earth in the absence of atmosphere. Okay, so we know we need air to breathe in, isn't it? So this air is provided by the atmosphere. Not only this atmosphere also protects us from the effect of harmful sun rays. The sun ray is very important for us. It is the sun is the ultimate source of heat and energy for us, and we can't survive without earth, without sun. But we know that there are some harmful effects of sun rays is also there, like UV rays are there, ultraviolet rays. So these are very harmful for us, for human being. But because of atmosphere, because of presence of this layer of gases, we are protected from this harmful effect of sun rays. Okay, so now we will see the different layers of the atmosphere. You can see in your book a picture is given. Okay, and in this picture you will see the different layers of the earth. First of all, you must know that the atmosphere extends up to a height of about 1600 kilometers. So how is it? Just imagine. Imagination and visualization is very important in order to understand anything. If you want to understand, you must visualize the things. So we are saying that the atmosphere extends up to 1600 kilometers of height. So what does it mean? It means This is our Earth. Okay. And the gaseous layer which surrounds the Earth is called atmosphere. This is atmosphere. Okay. Now what I told you, that the atmosphere, it extends up to a height of 1600 kilometers. So it should be equal So in this picture you can just imagine, just visualize the things, that Earth is there in the center, and there is a layer of gas which is around the Earth. Okay, and now this layer of gas, the height of this layer of gas is 1600 kilometers. Around, it's not exact, अराउंड 1600 किलोमीटर्स. कहीं से भी देखेंगे तो ये जो गैस का लेयर है, इसकी जो हाइट है दैट इज 1600 किलोमीटर्स. ओके. Now we will see that the atmosphere, this 1600 height of atmosphere, it is actually divided into 5 layers. We can divide this into 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 layers. You can just imagine it in this way. This is the first layer. This is the second layer. This is the third layer. This is the fourth layer, and this is the fifth layer. Okay, so this atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. Okay, and what is the basis of division? On what basis we have divided the atmosphere in these 5 layers? The basis is the composition, जो gases present होते हैं उनके basis पे कौन सा gas कितना होता है उस basis पे. Then temperature also vary from each layer, from one layer to another layer, and some other properties are there which, so these 5 layers are given different names, and I am writing the names of these 5 layers. The first layer, which is this is the first layer. This is our Earth. Okay, this is a part of Earth, you can say, and this is the first layer, which is called troposphere. Okay, and after this first layer, the second layer is stratosphere. The third layer is mesosphere. Okay, and then the fourth layer is thermosphere. This is the fourth layer. Thermosphere. And the fifth layer is, we don't need to demarcate this layer. This is the last layer. Okay, this is exosphere. The fifth layer is exosphere. So these are the 5 layers of atmosphere. Okay, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. You can see in your book picture is given of all these layers, and you must draw this picture in your notebook, and you must remember all the layers of the atmosphere. Okay, and at this level you don't need to study more than the names of these layers, because there are so many things to know about these layers of the atmosphere. Or each and every layer has many distinct features. Okay, but at this level you don't need to study that much. You just remember the names of the layers, and you must know the drawing, okay, which is given in your book. This I have done only for your understanding. Okay, इस तरह से जो layers हैं वो हमारे चारों तरफ हैं. Now we will discuss some more features of atmosphere as a whole. We are not going to discuss each and every layer. We are just discussing the atmosphere as a whole. The atmosphere is composed of mainly 2 gases. The 2 gases are, the most important gases are 2 gases, nitrogen and oxygen. Okay, this nitrogen and oxygen combined, they constitute the 99% of the air. Okay, अगर हम separately देखें तो this nitrogen is 78% and this oxygen is 21%. And if you add this 78% of oxygen, 78% of nitrogen with 21% of oxygen, you will find that these 2 gases compose 99% of the air. Okay, now 1% is remaining. In this 1% you will see there are many other gases like carbon dioxide, argon. Okay, so these comprise only 1% of the complete air, the volume of the air, 1% of the volume of the air. Okay, and we all know that oxygen is very much important for us. We cannot live without oxygen, because oxygen is required by us for the purpose of breathing. We breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide, and oxygen is required by our body in order to survive. Okay, and nitrogen is also very important. What is the importance of nitrogen? Nitrogen helps in the growth of living organism. Nitrogen, without nitrogen, the living organism cannot be grown. Okay, and then we will see the importance of carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide, it is present in very small amount, isn't it? In 1% we are seeing that there are many gases, and one of the gases is carbon dioxide. So this is very important. What is the importance of carbon dioxide? It is important as it absorbs heat radiated by the earth. First of all, you must know what is radiation. We all know that the sun is the source of heat for the earth. हमें कहाँ से heat मिलता है? हमें sun से heat मिलता है. How do we get this? अर्थ को हीट कैसे मिलता है? सबसे पहले क्या होता है, जो हमारा अर्थ है ये इस हीट को एब्जॉर्ब करता है. Okay, the earth absorbs the heat and then it releases the heat. After absorbing the heat, it releases the heat. We don't get heat directly from the sun. Okay, the earth gets the heat, and after getting the heat, the earth releases that heat, and then we get this heat. Now the earth is releasing this heat. Suppose there is nothing to absorb this heat, then what will happen? All the heat will go in the space. एटमॉस्फेयर के बाहर चला जाएगा सारा हीट, अगर कोई उसको एब्जॉर्ब करने वाला नहीं. तो हु इज देयर टू एब्जॉर्ब दिस हीट? CO2, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज देयर to absorb the heat which is radiated by the earth, and in this way carbon dioxide plays a very important role in keeping the planet warm. Okay, so we have today we have done up to this, and remaining things will be discussed in the next class.